All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Athlete Artist Show. I am the artist Kyle Forge alongside the athlete professional hockey player Zach Boychuk. Pink Pony Club. There's a party going down out in Sunrise, Florida. Dun, 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 dun. I'll add the auto tune to that later, but geez, have you seen the party going on in Florida, Miami, everywhere down there right now? The boys are buzzing.
Crazy. And just trolling McDavid the whole time. Kachuk's just
Trolling them.
got his number.
Chucky is literally at 11 nightclub, goes on the mic. Connor McDavid, who? Just all the way back to his Calgary Flames days, I guess. Just keeping it with him. Bennett too.
Yeah, the Battle of Alberta.
He's still giving it to him. It's crazy. I love it. I love to see it. And then you got Marchand on his Instagram stories thanking all of the individual teams where these guys came from originally.
Yeah, he was thanking East Coast League teams. He was thanking the Charlotte Checkers. He was thanking Carolina Hurricanes, Calgary Flames. I think Kansas City Mavericks were in there. Like just everybody. Boston Bruins.
I love it. The first one I saw was when he was thanking the Blackhawks for Seth Jones. I sent it to my buddy, and then I kept going through them, and it was just all of them, like you said. Thanks Calgary Flames. Thanks Boston Bruins. Whatever. It was awesome.
Yeah, they're having a time at the Elbow Room in Miami at 11, and I saw AJ Greer starting a F the Oilers chant. So it's full on.
Unbelievable. And they dented the cup before it even got off the ice twice. They cracked the actual cup, and then the bowl, and then the bottom they dented that again. So it's like, geez, these guys are pretty rough on that thing.
Yeah, they had it in the back of a golf cart with like 10 guys on the golf cart just cruising down the street. So
yeah, Kachuk was driving it. Marshy's in the back holding on.
did you see Marchand's little jacket they made for him?
Yeah, that was actually sick.
Pretty blingy.
Yeah, he's like, is this for me? Like, really? Like, no one else can. They're like, no one else can wear it. He's like, no, but like, are you actually giving it to me?
He's the only guy that can pull that off.
I saw him. He was crowd surfing at 11 too with the cup while they were singing Pink Pony Club. He's like got a cowboy hats on. He's taking fans' sunglasses. They're piled in there.
Did you see Reinhardt climb the pole to grab that jersey that was hanging?
No, I didn't. Oh, was that at 11? Like, at 11 too?
Climbed all the way up. I think that was at 11. Yeah, I don't know where the jersey was coming from, but it was on a hanger, and Reinhardt was a banged up MCL climbing up some pole to grab the jersey to put it on.
That's hilarious. Yeah, those guys. I don't think those guys have slept at all since they won the cup.
They probably had a tough couple days. Not a lot of sleep.
They definitely
fun,
went.
Though.
They definitely probably went. They probably went straight from the locker room. Who knows how long they were in the locker room after they won the cup, and then probably straight to elbow room. They're at elbow room right in the morning, like 9 a.m., 8 a.m., something like that.
Yeah, and then at Miami today or yesterday, whatever that is.
Yeah,
parade's probably Saturday, so
yeah,
that's today.
Yeah, today or tomorrow.
Tomorrow, probably. Losing track of what days it is. They probably are too.
Yeah, I guess it's Friday today. Yeah, so tomorrow I think it's either Saturday or Sunday probably usually. Hey.
Yeah, usually they do it on the weekends or a holiday.
That'll be funny to see what those guys say on the mic when they get up on stage there too this year.
Yeah, they'll have their speeches probably ready to go.
What a time to play in Florida. And like Bennett, did you see Bennett when he grabbed the mic and he quieted down the crowd and he's like, I'm not fucking leaving.
He's not leaving. Wolf of Wall Street. I guess people are saying another 8-year deal. I don't know what he signed for, but why would you leave, I guess, if you're playing down there?
And now, so Bennett, I mean, if he actually stays, I mean, why would he leave? Now they just got to figure out a way to get Marchand and Ekblad back.
Yeah, I don't know if all those guys will come back, but it could happen. Good to see Bennett going back, though.
Bill Zito said he's like, I think I could get it done. I don't know how he's going to do it.
He said he bought a Dairy Queen to keep Marchand around.
I saw that too. Hilarious. Hilarious. Yeah, what a time to play for the Florida Panthers. Like those guys are just loving life.
Yeah, bit of a dynasty. 3 straight cup finals, 2 cups. If they win one more, it's for sure. I
Yeah.
think you got to win 3 for it to count. There's a lot of
Yeah.
teams that have done 2.
Because what did Chicago win in their dynasty era? Was 3 and 6 years or 3 and 5 years?
3 and 6,
Three
I
and six,
think.
I think. Yeah. So
And
yeah,
then like
need one
Pittsburgh
more.
won back to back. I think Tampa won back to back. But there hasn't really been a team that's won 3 in a row. And not since the Islander days, I guess.
Jeez, what a time! What a place to play.
Islanders, Oilers, they would have probably won 3 in a row.
Yeah, back in the day.
Crazy.
Now they can't get it done. They need a
Gotta get
goalie.
3.
Oilers need a goalie if they want to have a chance. They need a
Yeah.
goalie.
I
Even
think
Witt was saying
they're
it. Witt was
definitely
like,
gonna bring in another goalie.
you
If
have
they
to.
whether it's trade for Skinner, like get Skinner out of there, or just get somebody to push him a little bit more.
Yeah, I think you got to get Skinner out of there. You need a real number one. You can't have 2 backup goalies and trying to ride their streaks.
I heard Gibson was really close to going there this year at the deadline, and
Really?
then something happened where he just said he didn't want to be, 1A, 1B with Skinner, so he decided to decline the trade.
I mean, I'd take Gibson over Skinner for sure.
Oh yeah.
It's probably like, I don't want to live in Edmonton.
Yeah.
Did you
They've
see
always had a goaltending problem.
besides like Rolison? I mean, even Rolison was a little streaky, but at least like
Yeah.
he when he was on, he was on, and he has probably the best mask in goaltending history. One of them with the gold cage.
Yeah. But even he couldn't win them a cup.
Flames won in 04 though. Just throw that out there.
Technicalities, yeah.
Did you see McDavid's post game interview and then his interview? I guess it was his exit interview, where
Yeah, didn't seem too positive for Oilers fans.
no, post game he was like, someone asked him, "Do you think you'll get another kick at the can with this group?" He's like, yeah, I mean, I guess so, sure. Like even Witt's the biggest Oilers fan in out there in media, and he's like, man, I've never been nervous that he was going to leave the Edmonton Oilers till I saw that interview. And then I saw a clip of McDavid's exit interview, and he was like, yeah, I'm in no rush to re-sign. Like if we think we can get back there, win a championship, then blah 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 blah. But I mean, that in that interview, it's like you don't really want to give up negotiating power either if you are negotiating terms to stay.
Yeah, I don't think he needs any negotiating power. He can pretty much say whatever he wants and get it.
This episode of the Athlete and Artist Show was proudly brought to you by SpinBet.com, Canada's #1 online casino and sportsbook. It's NHL playoff season, and if you're not betting with SpinBet, then what are you even doing? Whether you're backing the top-ranked Winnipeg Jets, riding the underdogs, or just here for the overtime chaos, SpinBet.com has the best odds, the hottest promos, and the smoothest platform in the game. And right now, SpinBet is handing out one of its biggest offers yet, a 200% first deposit match up to $2,000 plus 100 free spins exclusively for Athlete Artist Show listeners. Go to spinbet.com and use the promo code AthleteArtistShow. All one word. This one's for Canadian players only and for the first deposit only, so don't miss out. Head over to spinbet.com, smash that sign up button, claim your bonus, and get in on the action. SpinBet, where the real ones play and the smart ones win. A lot of stuff got to happen in free agency. Congrats to the Florida Panthers. Biggest free agent signing, I guess, news today. Jonathan Toews signs in Winnipeg, which is where a lot of people thought he was going to go. Did you see the breakdown of his deal?
No.
Okay, so I've got it right here. So actually, let me bring this up here. So it's a $2 million base salary, 1 year, and up to $5 million in bonuses. So bonuses are as follows: after 20 regular season games played, $550,000. After 30, it's another $550. After 40, it's another $550. After 50, it's another $550. And after 60, it's another $550. The Jets get to the playoffs and Toews plays 50 games, $500,000. Jets win first round and Toews plays 50% of the games, $250K. Jets win second round and Toews plays 50% of round 2, $250K. Jets win the third round, and Taves plays 50% of round 3, $250K. And then Jets win Stanley Cup, and Taves plays 50% of the Cup final, $1 million bonus.
Millie, you win the cup.
Yeah. And
So
he
he
plays
could
50%.
make around what, 5 or 6 million, you're saying?
He could make a total of 7.
Oh, he could make 7
Yeah.
if they win the cup.
If they win
And
the
he
cup.
plays all those games.
Crazy
Yeah,
deal.
that's a fair deal.
I wonder who negotiated that, if that was his idea, his agent, or if that's what the Jets came in and offer. A good deal for him, though, like $2 million base plus all those.
Yeah,
Especially
you
if
just
he's
got to get
healthy.
to 20 games and you're looking okay.
Yeah. Like if you even get to 60 games, like if you're healthy enough to play all 60, that's an extra 1.7 million, 1.6 million. Yeah,
Mhm.
1.7 probably.
Yeah,
On top
that's
of that,
probably the way it should
not
be
too bad.
for him. I mean, he hasn't played in 2 years, so
Good for him, like getting that deal and coming back, getting another kick at the can. I would have loved to see him in Chicago again, but obviously he wasn't going back there. It just would have been cool to see.
yeah, everybody was saying Winnipeg or
Yeah,
Colorado, so finally
yeah.
came out.
I guess those were the last 2 teams he was considering. Eh.
Yeah.
Big news there. Taves, congratulations, Taves. Looking forward to seeing him get back in the NHL, and hopefully he plays all those games and gets a nice bonus. I can't say I want them to win the cup because I want to see Florida win a three-peat, but it'd be
Yeah,
sweet. It'd be sweet if
Jets aren't
Winnipeg
getting
got
past
there.
the first round with Hellebuck. Didn't they? No, they actually won
They,
the first round this year,
yeah.
but got smoked the second round.
Who knows? It'd be sweet to see them in the final though with him, and then just lose to Florida. It would suck. He wouldn't get that $1 million bonus, but at least he'd get the 6 out of the 7 million in total salary.
Yeah, that's still a good year.
Still a solid year. Duchesne also extended with Dallas.
Yeah, him and Bork after they traded. Was it Marchment?
Yeah, but they've still only got. I think they've only got $500K left in salary cap, and they still have to re-sign Granlund. And then
Is that even after they traded Marchment?
I think so. Yeah. Let me double check on
I feel
Puckpedia
like
here.
Marchment was like 4 or 5 mil, so it was a big cap relief.
Okay. Yeah.
Him.
So they have 2.7 now. So that must have been before Marchment. So
that'll be for like Jamie Benn or who's the other guys they got to re-sign?
They've got to re-sign. So they've got Granlund, Dadonov, and Jamie Benn, and then Colin Blackwell. I can't see. Blackwell's probably not the priority there.
I think all those guys are gone except for maybe Ben.
You think Granlund's gone?
Yeah, he had a good year, so he'll be looking for at least 5 to 7 mil.
I've heard that they're considering trading Robertson. I think you might have mentioned this on the stream or on one of the previous episodes.
Yeah, that's a rumor out there.
Trading Robertson to keep Granlund, so who knows? And Robertson has a 7.75, and then he's a restricted next year.
I'm sure there's a lot of teams that would want Robertson.
Yeah, he can be lights out, especially when he's on. He's a great goal scorer. Marner apparently didn't tell the Leafs that he wasn't coming back. There was a report that came out that was like official that Marner wasn't going back to Leafs. I mean, I think everybody knows he's not going back to Leafs, but he didn't inform the team that he wasn't going back. So the Leafs might still try to make a run at him, but who knows where Marner's going to go? As long as it's not Calgary or Chicago.
Yeah, I would assume the Leafs will give him an offer. It probably won't be the offer that he's looking for, but
yeah,
you still need a guy like that, even though he can't perform in the playoffs, but there's going to be other teams that offer him a lot more. But he's like, there's rumors that he's like not going to be signing July 1st. Like he's like organizing all these meetings and stuff. So
interesting.
Kind of a weird way to go about free agency.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense for him. Like if he's looking for a big money deal, two, where he thinks he's gonna have a chance to win. Maybe does he want to win right away? Does he want to go to a team like Utah, who is a few years away but has a lot of young talent coming up? Like him and Cooley would be buzzing around the ice pretty well. I mean, until playoffs comes, but him and Cooley would probably buzz around the ice pretty well.
Yeah, for sure. I think if you wait all the way to July 1st and all these other guys are signing everywhere else, like you kind of screw yourself. Like, yeah, the UFA crop isn't that great this year. Like you got Tavares, like he's going to be looking for around 7-8 mil as well. So a lot of dominoes will fall, or everybody will be waiting until Marner, wherever he goes, then dominoes will fall after that. So it might just push everything back a little bit.
Do you think Tavares gets $8 million?
If Stamkos got it, I don't see why. I
True.
mean, Tavares is younger than Stamkos and probably put up both the same numbers, if not better. So
Stamkos won 2 cups.
that's true. But Tavares, captain of the Leafs, I mean, everybody overpays the Leaf players, so we'll see.
True. I guess Tavares is only 34. Like I kept thinking he was older.
Yeah, he's younger than Stamkos for sure.
Yeah, you could get 7-8 mil for sure. And like maybe he goes to a team where he's still. I mean, his numbers are still pretty decent. Like maybe he goes to a team where he's not the under. He's not overshadowed by a guy like Matthews and Marner. Or who
He'll
knows?
probably end up in Florida or something.
Imagine.
Tampa.
He could go to Tampa. I heard that about McDavid. Like Merle, I don't know if Merle's was just messing around on Chicklets. He's like, I heard a serious rumor that McDavid could go to Tampa.
That's a crazy rumor.
Imagine if McDavid goes to Tampa, then that Florida Tampa rivalry just gets even hotter. Tkachuk and McDavid back in that's basically the new Battle of Alberta, Florida and Tampa with those two there.
Yeah, it'd be whoever wins that series wins the cup every year.
For sure.
I mean, that's kind of what it was like this year too. But
yeah, 100%. I think I saw another stat recently that every team that has beat the Oilers in the last 4 years won the cup.
that's tough for the Oilers to be that close.
It was like, so obviously Florida these back-to-back years, and then it was
Vegas
Colorado.
is probably in there.
Yeah, Colorado and Vegas.
Colorado and Vegas. Yeah, that's tough. It's probably why McDavid's so upset.
Yeah, you have to be upset.
See what his interviews are like next week. Maybe he'll calm down a little bit.
Are there more interviews next week, or do they have some time now?
I'm sure they'll do like full on exit stuff. I think they did like little things when they got home, but you go and pack up your equipment and meet with the coaches and GM and stuff, and then you meet with the media after, and
Right.
I'm sure that's when we'll get all the big sound bites. He'll probably be a little bit more calm and cool.
Yeah. Well,
Taking some time.
The second one, he obviously he wasn't as upset as the post game. Like that post game interview, obviously, like you don't want to fucking talk to media after you just lose the Stanley Cup. Like, that's kind of there's no shittier time to have to talk to media than after a loss. Like same in the UFC, those guys go to press conferences after, like, I don't want to fucking be here right now. Like I just got my face smashed in. I just lost the cup for the second year in a row. Like I don't want to talk to you guys asking me stupid ass questions about where I'm going next year.
Yeah, you just want to go on vacation, maybe relax, have a couple beers, and kind of forget about the season.
Stay off social media.
Yeah.
If you're the Oilers, stay off social media right now.
Yeah.
Take
all
a week.
Those guys probably deleted their accounts.
Yeah, put the phone away. Just if you have a girlfriend or wife, family, spend some time with them. Like you said, go on vacation, take some time. Maybe take a week at home. Let everything die down a little bit. Wait till after Florida has their parade and then go on vacation. So maybe you don't have as many people chirping at you. Or if you're going on vacation, go somewhere far, far away where they don't watch hockey.
Yeah, very far away. Europe,
yes. I mean,
Thailand.
Yeah, Thailand would be a good place. I don't know how much hockey's down in Thailand.
No, it's funny. Like at the end of the year, whether you win the championship or lose, everybody just boozes for like a week straight.
Yeah, they deserve it. Like you just played 82 games plus these guys went to the Cup final plus another 2 months of even rougher, harder hockey. You're beat up. Like let's talk about some of the injuries that came out. I mean, Matthew Tkachuk, his abductor was torn right off the bone. He was saying,
and he had a hernia or something.
And then Ryan Hart, I think you mentioned earlier, he's banged up too.
Torn MCL.
And someone, I think, was it Ekblad that was also injured, or someone else was also was it Ekblad? Someone had a slice of their hand too. Like they just had a big.
That was Barkov, I think.
Barkey had a slice. Like so, the Panthers were beat up. I haven't seen anything about the Oilers yet, but yeah, that stuff
will be coming out soon about them. there'll be tons of injuries coming out.
Yeah, obviously
Sounded
besides
like
Hyman.
Nugent Hopkins had a broken hand,
Yeah, that is true. I think McDavid said that, didn't he?
and then Hyman was injured for all the playoffs. So
That's
Ekholm was
crazy.
playing through something.
That's crazy that Nuge had a broken hand. So how can Nuge play with a broken hand, but Hyman can't play with a dislocated wrist?
The wrist would be another
Wrist, I
animal.
guess, is just
That
because
would be a tough one.
yeah, I guess shooting, hey, the twist and the bend, yeah.
If he could, he would.
It's another animal. Then you see basketball; these guys would flop. I think I saw another post. Someone was out of the finals or something like that for like a pinch. Was it a pinched nerve or like something inflamed in there? I don't know. It was some stupid thing where like
Inflammation.
yeah, inflammation or something like that, like a pinched nerve or a pulled muscle. I'm like, come on, you're playing.
They're going to
basketball.
Game 7 though.
Yeah,
Pacers and was it the Thunder?
Pacers and the Thunder. Yeah, we might have to get a spin bet on that or a Kelce update on that.
Do you
Let's
bet the
see.
under in basketball the same as you bet the under in hockey on Game 7s?
Let's see. I've never really. Yeah, I definitely don't know basketball as much as I. Oh, let me log in here and see.
I saw Big Cat bet the over Game 6, and it ended up being an under.
Did he? Let's see. Pacers are plus 230 for Game 7. It looks like.
So it must be in OKC.
Yeah, the under is total. So total is 215. Under is 113. Over is minus 108. Sorry, over is minus 113. Under is minus 108. That's weird.
Yeah, the line was set at 122 last game, so that would have been a easy under.
Damn, that's
Or
crazy.
222.
222.
220, 222.
Yeah, 215 here.
What's Kalshi showing? Where's all the money going into right now?
Kalshi, looks like OKC, yes, is 73. So OKC's at 72% to win
72%.
on Kalshi. Yeah,
It'll be a good game.
be a great game. What else we got on here? Oh yeah, so they've got everything on here. So you could bet on the Finals MVP too. Who's a favorite? SGA is the favorite at 70% to win the NBA Finals MVP. Pascal is 21%. Halliburton is 9%, and then kind of goes down from there. Jalen Williams 5%.
Pascal, was it Siaka? He played in the Raptors, right?
Yeah, I think so. I forget when they won though.
Quite a few years ago now,
college
like
baseball.
2018 or something.
Yeah, that was wild.
Crazy.
That was good for them, man. The entire country was going nuts back then. Like that was the first major championship to come back to Canada in forever.
First one in Toronto in a long time.
Yeah, we got some college baseball on here too. LSU and Coastal Carolina. Didn't think Coastal Carolina would be a good place for sports for D1 sports.
Sounds more like a beach town.
It sounds more like a beach town, yeah, for sure. What else have we got on here? World Cup. There's a lot of World Cup stuff. I guess the World Cup qualifiers are on right now too.
Mm-hmm.
But are you into the soccer at all?
I'm getting more and more into it, I would say, but
Yeah.
still don't follow it enough.
Yeah, I like watching games in person more. I would love to go to an actual World Cup game live, but watching on TV, it's just so tough for me to.
Yeah, it's pretty boring.
Tough. Yeah, it's so tough. What else we got here? What other news we got in hockey world?
We got a draft coming up next week.
Yeah, that's next Friday, man. Now the playoffs are over, everything's kind of coming up quick. We got a draft next Friday, I think, and then right after that, July 1st.
Trades will be going down. Maybe some buyouts.
Yeah, do you have any predictions for the draft? Either trade wise or who's going to go kind of 1 to 3?
It seems like that Schaefer's for sure going number 1, but
yeah,
if there's some crazy trades, who knows?
Like if Chicago trades for 1, do you think they take him? Or do you think they take Misa?
I think if you're going for 1, you got to take Schaefer, but
even with how many young D-men Chicago already has? Like
yeah, I just don't see why Chicago would trade up if they want a forward.
If they want Misa, because I think Misa will go. I mean, I'm hearing a lot of Misa at 2.
Yeah, there's a few guys at like 3, 4 that like might interchange.
Yeah,
You got the
and like
Swedish guy, and then you got Martone, and you got a few forwards in there.
Hagens. I really like Hagens, but I mean, I see people's point in Chicago about. I mean, Bedard's already smaller. I think we've talked about it before, but now that we're getting closer to the draft, like I would probably take Hagens if him and Bedard weren't most likely going to play together. Then you've got two kind of smaller guys, and like, does that mean a lot in today's NHL? Maybe, maybe not. I mean,
I
like,
heard the Islanders are trying to trade Dobson and their first overall pick or something.
for who? Are they trying to trade down in the draft?
You'd have to get somebody really good if you're gonna trade away Dobson. I mean, he's not re-signed yet, so he's
Okay.
restricted free agent, I think. But they just got a new GM, and they probably want to make a splash. But the whole draft's going to be weird because it's decentralized or whatever. So I think only the top 50 prospects get to go to the draft in LA. And
Yeah, it's
then
super weird.
all the other teams are like zooming in or video calling in or whatever.
That kind of sucks. Hey, for the
It'll be
guys that are
weird.
going later.
I'm looking forward to see what it's like. It might just be a complete gong show, but
Yeah.
I didn't know that all like the top 50 guys were actually going. Like that'll make it okay in that sense. Like you'll have like you don't have to worry about families like getting the Zoom call right and
Yeah.
all the internet working right, and so like you'll actually have those guys there. But
Kind of like the NFL draft when guys are like they're not even there to if they're first overall, whatever. They're like at home with their
yeah, but that'd be almost even more expensive because you got to have a camera crew in every single one of the guys like homes and
or they just like have a high quality webcam or something like that. Like
yeah,
they
I don't
send
know
them
how they do
something.
it. It's too high tech for me.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it is, but it's in LA too. I mean, good spot to have it. At least the people will have a nice vacations time that week or draft week or
Yeah,
whatever.
nice for the prospects to go down.
Yeah, that 1 to 3 is interesting. Like, I still like. Do you will New York? You're saying you're here in New York might make a trade. Are they just gonna trade down a couple spots to take Hagens? So they're not gonna
Must
use.
must be the idea behind
Yeah,
that. But like if you're gonna get rid of Dobson, you might as well take Schaefer. Like you want that stud D man. So
fair.
I don't know what the point of trading trading down would be, but to get Hagens, I guess. But if you get Hagens, you better be keeping Dobson.
And then Martone, do you think Chicago should take Martone, or do you think that I mean, if Misa goes at 2 to San Jose, let's say New York doesn't trade down, they take Schaefer, San Jose takes Misa, and then you've got Martone, Hagens, and Frondell.
I feel like Frondell and Martone, you're pretty close picks. Like I think they're both righties, maybe, and on the bigger side. So you're
Do you
gonna
think
get a good pick either way.
so? Would you take either of those guys over Hagens if you're Chicago?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you need a bigger guy.
Do you think Martone can skate well enough to play in Chicago? Because like
I feel like
Bedard's not the
on the
fastest
small
guy.
ice, you don't need to be able to skate that well. Like you look at Corey Perry, look at Kachuk, like look at all these guys. As long as you have like the skills and you know the touch around the net, that can get you far enough. And he definitely
Yeah.
has that. He can make plays and protect the puck well. So and he skates well enough. Like it's kind of like Tavares too. Like he's always been knocked to be a bad skater, but
Mm,
he's all like everything else that he does kind of makes up for it. So
fair.
and Martone, he's got the skills and can make plays. So I would take him, but
I think Kachuk gets a little bit too hard of a time for his skating. Like the last 2 years, he's been injured half the time. Like people are like, "Oh, he's only going.
yeah,
He
but
only
he's
hit
always
this."
been slow, and you can see it in like every single statistic.
Has he always been that slow? I didn't think he was always that slow. I mean, like the last few couple of years when he's been battling lower body injuries, like they're always like, "Oh, he's the only guy to not hit this many miles per hour or whatever." I'm like, "Fuck, his fucking groin is not attached to his body right now. Like, what do you expect?" Like,
And he had that rib thing or whatever going
yeah,
on,
that too. So like, I don't
but
know. He's still
he's not winning any fastest skater races. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's true. He's definitely not Connor McDavid in terms of speed. That's for sure. Anything else you want to go over before we get out of here?
No, I think.
Oh, did you? Sorry to interrupt. Did you see? There's been a thing going around the Cup final averages, 2.5 million U.S. viewers, down from 2004 and Four Nations.
Yeah, it probably got a little boring near the end. I think the first couple games were really good in the finals, but I think to have the same teams play against each other and then Florida just started waxing them by the end. Like if it would have went to game 7, probably would have got a few more viewers, but Four Nations just was next level. Tough to compete with Four Nations.
Yeah, in Canada the Cup final had an average of 3.8 million on Sportsnet Plus. And then ratings, where was the Four Nations here? The final between U.S. and Canada, I think we might have talked about this a couple months ago when the Four Nations actually happened, but the final between U.S. and Canada was watched by 9.3 million in the U.S. and 10.7 in Canada.
Crazy.
But like that's another thing. Like that's best on best. That's like the Olympics numbers are going to be stupid, I think.
Yeah. And you had Trump like putting on the tariffs like right there. So it was a U.S.-Canada rivalry.
Yeah.
And at that time of year too, like I feel like whenever it was, January, February, it's probably a little bit easier to get viewers than it is in midsummer almost in June.
And like best on best, Canada versus USA, like that's
if it would have been the Leafs and Edmonton in the final, you might have got a little bit more, or an original 6 team.
I wonder what those numbers would have been like. Leafs versus Oilers in the final.
Be crazy.
I mean, I don't know how many Americans would watch that, but those boys it's good for those boys. They're getting a lot of attention down in Florida. Who cares? I mean, I saw another thing too. People were like, yeah, because it's not like people weren't illegally streaming it. Like people were probably watching on hockey or whatever.
Yeah.
And like in bars and shit, like they never account for how many people go to a bar to watch it or go to have watch parties and stuff like that, or watch it on Rumble when they're watching Athlete Artist Show.
Yeah, that was wild. But that's like the new, half the people don't even have cable now. So how do you?
That's what I mean.
Know how many people are actually watching?
Yeah, so it's like a lot of people are going out. Like, I mean, the numbers in Canada were probably even bigger, especially in Edmonton. Like, how many people were in the freaking mosh pit right outside, or moss pit, whatever they call it, right outside Edmonton? Like, there's probably a couple thousand people there watching it.
That's true.
I mean, they probably actually, it was, since it wasn't in Edmonton, they probably had the arena full inside. So there were probably an additional 16,000 people in there. Like,
gotta count down.
Yeah, and then plus every other bar in Alberta was watching the game. People were full. So, yeah. Florida was probably the same thing. People who weren't at the game were probably watching it downtown. But anyway, I know you're on vacation, so we touched on the major points. If there's nothing else that you can think of right now, I'll let you get back to you're in St. Andrews, so I'll let you get back to the ocean, and hopefully it's sunny down there. It's a little rainy down here, but I like the storm, so I'll be rain dancing and.
Yeah, no, it's nice and sunny, and we saw Brent Wallace today out on the pier today. So.
Oh, really?
Kind of funny to see another hockey TSN guy around, but.
Did you talk to him?
No, he kind of snuck out the side door of the restaurant that we were at, but maybe I'll see him around the next couple days.
Sweet, that's awesome. All right, man. Good. It's weird now that's off season, but it'll be really weird after free agency. We'll be like, what are we? We're gonna have to find some Greyhound racing to cover or something.
Yeah, something to bet on. Spin bet. We'll
something
find something
to bet on. All right. We'll see you all later.
Peace.